Like all you Mortal Kombat fans out there, I was excited about Mortal Kombat 2 after some intense trailer and teaser footage. And the movie didn't disappoint. I mean, sure, it didn't have the perfect story, but there was enough fan service to make me overlook the flaws. Finally, we got to witness the titular tournament and a wide range of familiar characters from the Mortal Kombat universe, which are two things that the 2021 movie missed out on. Now, I'm confident that Warner Brothers can make a solid Mortal Kombat movie that actually looks and feels like the game, with everything from the iconic fatalities to our favorite characters. It's not surprising that after the overwhelming success of Mortal Kombat 2, we'll have a third film in the series. And at this point, it's no longer a wild rumor or speculation, but a confirmed fact. I think that if done the right way, Mortal Kombat 3 can be one hell of a movie. And in this video, I'll tell you everything that supports my claim.
This is a war for the fate of your world.
The team is already thinking bigger. When a studio asks the writer to go for the third installment of the franchise, even before the second one is released, it tells me two things. Firstly, the studio is very confident that the second film will work wonders at the box office. And secondly, they're quite impressed by the writer's work to give him an extended run. That is precisely what has happened with Jeremy Slater, the writer of Mortal Kombat 2. He's revealed in an interview that he was busy working on the script for the third film way before the second one even released. And clearly the studio is happy with his work. What I appreciate the most about this is how confident Slater sounds in the interview when he says, "We have a great collaborative brain trust between me, Dave Neustetter at New Line, and producer Todd Garner, and the three of us really kind of put our heads together." If this doesn't speak about the collective confidence of the team when it comes to a third movie, I don't know what does. Of course, Jeremy Slater is open to making changes depending on the response from the fans after watching Mortal Kombat 2. This is why he says, "We can see in terms of the characters who they're responding to and who they're going to want to see more of in a part 3. He claims to be about 2/3 of the way, altering certain things according to the fan demands, and he's delighted to be part of the project. In his words, "I'm happy to be part of this universe for as long as they will have me." Well, the words of encouragement about Mortal Kombat 3 don't just come from Jeremy Slater alone. Even the director, Simon McQuoid, had some interesting inputs on this during his interview with Entertainment Weekly. This took place before the release of Mortal Kombat 2, but the director clearly hinted at the possibility of a third movie when he said, "There's so much to draw from that's both overwhelming and really exciting. There's always a what about that character that never really stops." He also added, "There are so many realms, so many timelines, and so many characters we haven't even scratched the surface of yet. We built a foundation now where we can really start to explore the weirder, more cosmic side of the lore." Clearly, he has a plan chalked out, and I think it's quite exciting given that the studio is backing the writer-director duo. Back in 2021, Simon McQuoid proved that he could handle the world of Mortal Kombat, and the second film showed that he could take into account the fan demands and criticism to shape his narrative. I would be willing to see him get another chance to take the story forward, and if you've watched Mortal Kombat 2, you already know that there's plenty of room for a third film in the series. One of the most loved characters in Mortal Kombat 2 was Karl Urban's Johnny Cage, and the actor prepared really hard for the role. He enjoyed his assignment so much that he was thrilled about the movie, and even Karl Urban has shown positive intent regarding a comeback for a third film. He said, "I would definitely be interested in reprising the role of Johnny Cage and working with that cast again. Given how perfectly he's portrayed Johnny Cage, I totally see him making a comeback for a third film. And wouldn't that be a treat for the fan?" Mortal Kombat 2 didn't finish the story, it opened the door. Mortal Kombat 2 almost delivered a perfectly happy ending, didn't it? The Earthrealm Warriors won after Katana switched sides and defeated a mortal Shao Kahn, courtesy of Johnny Cage and Kano, who headed to Netherrealm to destroy Shinnok's amulet that made Shao Kahn invincible. However, while the victory might mean redemption for the likes of Katana and Raiden, it has come at a huge cost. Some major characters like Jax and Cole Young are dead, and the final moments of the film reveal that Raiden plans to revive some of his fallen warriors. He has just the right man for the job, as the necromancer Quan Chi is now his prisoner. Also, it's worth noting that the mighty Liu Kang has seemingly tapped into a godlike power after realizing that he was not destined to defeat Shao Kahn. I would say his journey is now similar to Fire God Liu Kang in the recent games. Kitana now has the reins of Edenia as the new ruler, but even this status quo is fragile. So, as you can see, there are far too many loose ends and uncertain bits that can be stretched into the third film. The victory for Earthrealm might be rather short-lived because there are greater evils that lurk around, and those scheming against Raiden and his warriors always have a sinister plan somewhere. In short, Mortal Kombat 2 didn't give the kind of closure that a movie delivers when it intends to be the final one in its series. And there's a lot to pick up from. We have a necromancer in chains, a power vacuum in Outworld, and maybe some agitated fallen gods, so things are far from stable. Shao Kahn might be dead, but in Mortal Kombat, death isn't permanent. Speaking of things to pick up from, I can't get over the death of Shao Kahn. As satisfying as the scene may be when Kitana avenges the death of her father, I know enough about the Mortal Kombat universe to know that death's not something permanent here. Especially with the likes of Quan Chi around, who revive the dead like waking up a random sleepy guy. In the video games, Shao Kahn has been killed and resurrected as he returns in different timelines. He's often manifested as a spectral presence or merged with other powers, and in simple terms, he's one guy who refuses to stay dead. Maybe things can go down like this with Shao Kahn. Raiden will force Quan Chi to resurrect the Earthrealm warriors, and he might accidentally reach the essence of Shao Kahn as well, resurrecting him in the process for the rewards. If anything, this will throw up an even more monstrous version of Shao Kahn, and I don't think the fans will be complaining. Moreover, Martin Ford as Shao Kahn in Mortal Kombat 2 has been appreciated by fans and critics alike, and it's quite likely that he'll be brought back for a third film. The amulet changes everything. How Shinnok and the gods could enter. I often felt like Shinnok's amulet was the real protagonist of Mortal Kombat 2, because every narrative in the movie revolved around this amulet. As I've said before, Shao Kahn is seemingly defeated and killed after Shinnok's amulet is destroyed. Now, with the amulet shattered, Shinnok or some of the Elder Gods might need an avatar in the mortal realms. He could even choose someone like Shao Kahn as a proxy, and resurrect him as a new champion. This wouldn't even require Quan Chi to get the job done. Also, I find it quite intriguing that Mortal Kombat 2 doesn't explain much about Shinnok, even though it mentions him through the powers of the amulet. I think the teaser is actually a hint about what the third film could be all about, and Shinnok, the fallen Elder God, is almost a certainty, according to me. If you remember the lore from the video game, Shinnok is a fallen Elder God who's tied directly to the amulet. When the amulet gets damaged, lost, or misused, it becomes the perfect opportunity for Shinnok to show up. And maybe it's just waiting to happen at this point. If he indeed becomes part of the third movie, I think he'll be the primary antagonist. Even if Shao Kahn makes a comeback, Shinnok will be the big bad, pulling the strings and making the others do his bidding. Let's not forget that Shinnok has a history with Raiden and the Elder Gods, and he has scores to settle. Wouldn't it be absolutely epic if the final battle in Mortal Kombat 3 is not between regular warriors, but among the gods themselves?
For greatness. Johnny Cage, you have been chosen for Mortal Kombat.
Some exciting characters that Mortal Kombat 3 could introduce, and who could play them. I know this part's nothing more than my speculation, because nothing's been confirmed as of now. But that doesn't stop me from making a few educated guesses. For instance, it would be catastrophic if Karl Urban does not return as Johnny Cage, because we've grown to love this version of the character. Also, the other characters like Kano, Kitana, Raiden, and most of the surviving warriors will return, and I hope the actors who played these roles will be brought back. But there's surely going to be a few additions, and I have some inputs in that regard. Queen Sindel might be seen in a whole new avatar, as Kitana's mother might be resurrected to create further chaos in the political turmoil of Edenia. I also think that someone like Nightwolf would be a perfect fit, because this spiritual warrior is closely tied to Raiden and Earthrealm. He also fits the resurrection theme, and he can be the one to guide Liu Kang's god-tier journey. I would also love to see the likes of Kenshi the Blind Swordsman and Ermac, the fusion warrior made of multiple souls, to be introduced in the movie. Even someone like Tanya or Fujin would be a welcome addition to the cast. Of course, the casting choice has to be perfect because you need the right man or woman for these unique roles.
Get over here!
Which storyline will Mortal Kombat 3 adapt? This isn't exactly a major revelation, but when the cover of the first draft of the script for Mortal Kombat 3 was revealed, everyone spotted the logo of Mortal Kombat 3, the video game. This has prompted theories that the script will cover the narrative from the game. However, if you go strictly by the ending of Mortal Kombat 2, you'll realize the next part of the story points toward a blend of Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat 4, and later arcs, more than a pure Mortal Kombat 3 adaptation. Of course, with storylines like Shao Kahn's resurrection and other troubles for Earthrealm, I would expect the third film to pick up from the best bits of the game and expand on that scale. The most likely result will be a hybrid, as the creators would be keen to bring in the best of all the video games, and I don't think you should look too seriously into the logo tease. Of course, we're only speculating and theorizing here, and the moment I find anything concrete on this, I'll make another detailed video for you.
Earth belongs to me.
Why Mortal Kombat 3 could finally deliver the full-scale war fans expect. This ongoing Mortal Kombat movie series is really taking it one step at a time. First, we had the 2021 movie that attempted to peek into the wider universe. And Mortal Kombat 2 delivered on the actual tournament with some major characters introduced. Now the stage is all set for an epic full-scale war with even greater odds. As I've said before, the victory for Earthrealm is not permanent, and the introduction of someone like Shinnok or a comeback of a rejuvenated Shao Kahn will change the odds suddenly. Overall, it's a mouth-watering prospect, especially because the creators are keen to explore the wider Mortal Kombat lore, which surely means that some new characters might be seen in key roles. The fact that Mortal Kombat 3 can be an epic movie is almost obvious at this point, unless, of course, someone really messes up big time and fails to take into account what the wider fan reaction is. These are good times to live for the Mortal Kombat fans, and I'm highly optimistic that this will take the franchise to greater heights. I'll just keep my fingers crossed for now, because the third movie is at least 3 to 4 years away. Don't forget to tell me in the comments below what you think of the recently released Mortal Kombat 2 film and the chances of a follow-up to take things up a notch. Also, if you appreciate efforts to bring you content like this, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos, and make sure you ring that bell icon so that you don't miss the next video upload. Stay safe, have a great day, and as always, stay marvelous.